guys, this is Sive here with Relatable content. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, like this video if you like it. Also, comment, let me know what you think about this video. Let's talk about this. This is going to be a very interesting video, as I already told you guys on my previous video, that today we are going to be talking about how I got arrested. Okay, so listen. I don't know how this is going to make me feel. I haven't spoken about this in a very long time, and every single time that I've ever spoken about it, I always get emotional. So if I do get emotional, please forgive me if that's something to forgive. But yeah, so if you are new on my channel, please go back to the previous video. This is a series called Beating Depression. So if you're just going to start with this video, you're not going to get the full context of the series. So make sure you go back to the first video, then you come back to this one, and everything is going to come to light. Alright, so let's get right into it, guys. As I already told you guys on my previous video, I got arrested in 2016. 2016, October 19th. I remember it like it was yesterday. Something I do not want to remember or ever go back to. Guys. So since I was telling you guys that I've always wanted to speak in front of people about things that happen to us, I mean, it's so weird because it's not something I thought because of the misfortunes that have happened. But, I mean, right now, it's the misfortunes that have given me substance to actually speak. So, because, I mean, previously I never knew what I'd be talking about in front of people, what I'd be saying. But now, I have a lot of content. This video in particular. Okay, guys. So, let's get right into it. So, before we do that, there is a quote that I'd like to share with you guys by Napoleon Hill. He said, "Within every adversity is planted the equivalent of a greater benefit." So today, that's what I'd like you guys to think upon. Since we are going to be talking about how I got arrested, that did not, for me, genuinely, there was no real reason, there was no real lesson for that. Because at the end of the day, I got arrested for nothing. I didn't do anything. It's just something that just happened. So, thinking about it now and actually sharing this with you guys, it's just me using it for a greater benefit. Sometimes in life things happen to us and they have no real reason. They have no real lesson. But we just have to find perspective. And honestly, perspective is found in hindsight. You hardly will ever find perspective whilst you're still within the storm. You find perspective when you've made it through. And that's why it's so important, guys, that no matter what happens in your life, you always remember that nothing happens forever. Izinto ngeke zihlale zinjalo, ziyatshintsha. So just always, if you find yourself in a situation that you don't understand, in a situation that drains you, that just feels like it's the end of the world, always remember that tomorrow is going to come and things will get better. And honestly, I don't know if I remembered that while I was still in the cell. I don't know. But I just knew that I wouldn't stay there. I wouldn't be found guilty of something that I didn't do. More especially because there were so many of us. So let's get right into it. Let's just jump into it. So it's the 19th of October 2016. There's a strike at school. There's a protest. Fees must fall. Guys, what a time to be alive. 2016. Anyways, so we are like like quite close to exams at this point. I think, what day was this? I think it was a Wednesday. The next day, all of us were trying to figure out if we were going to be writing or we weren't. I think there was an assignment we even had. Yes, we had an assignment, I remember. And that's why I was actually out of res that day. It was because of that assignment. I wanted to go see my lecturer and ask her a few questions about that assignment. Right. So, alright, let me just put you in that day. One. So, it's a normal, in fact, day before, let's go back. Day before, so you guys can see how many places I could have been besides where I was. So what happens is that, in fact, the day before, my friend says they want to go to the beach, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the beach. Why did I not want to go to the beach? I've got no idea. I could have been at the beach. We wouldn't even be talking about this. But anyways, so I'm like, no, I don't want to go to the beach. The next day she tries me again. I'm like, no. So they go to the beach. Usually my friends are the ones that go to mass meetings, right? Because I don't do well with a lot of people in one vicinity. Wabona. All in the same place. Even when I'm going clubbing, man, I need to be drunk first before I get there, because me and people, we don't do a lot. But anyways, so we had an assignment. I wanted to go see my lecturer about that assignment, and also I needed to go to that mass meeting because my friends now had gone to the beach. I need to know what's going on, be updated about what the students are saying, what management is saying, all of that. So I try to go to my lecturer. She's not there. Go to the mass meeting, and the management stood the students up. So students are aggravated at this point. They're moving out of the student center, moving to res life, moving back to res life. So okay, shapu, nothing weird. Mass meeting. So if we're moving and singing, nothing's wrong. Yo Solomon, Solomoni, yo Solomon. Nothing's wrong. Wabon. Everything's natural. Wabon. So all of a sudden, I'm looking around and poles, students on top, cameras down. I'm like, no, this is not my scene. What's going on now? Also, I need to tell you guys what I was wearing that day because it's very important. I was wearing some purple maroon looking leggings with a t-shirt that was written Youth of 1976. For what good reason would you wear that on that specific day? I don't know. But I was wearing it, me. The one that was arrested. In the midst of FeesMustFall. Anyways, so I then gave my then ex-boyfriend my phone to hold because I don't have a pocket, Moss. And things are getting a little heated over here, so if we need to run, I don't want to have to worry about my phone. So I end up with this other guy friend of mine. We get out of Ruth First, which was connected to Kovacs. So if you got out of that window that was in the kitchen at Ruth First, you could end up in Kovacs. Obviously, you don't use the window. Don't. But that day, the window was broken. Someone told us that we could use that way to get out and get into Kovacs because we were just trying to find our way back into our safe place. We get out with friend and he goes back to the block. I go back to my block. I go to another friend of mine. I'm telling her what just transpired and we just like everybody's shook. Then we look out the window. Road fence. Nee. The fence has been nicely removed. No, it's not bent. It's just take it, move it, put it aside. Guys. So I'm like, no man, I need to call my friends and let them know they either need to stay where they are or come back quickly because things are getting very heated very quickly. So I say to a friend, this one that I'm with, no girl, I need to go get my phone. And she's like, no, stay. Things are getting heated. You don't want... And I'm just like, no, I need to make a phone call. So I could have been at the beach. I could have been with a friend. Yo! Hi, otherwise I can't. We wouldn't be talking about this most if I'd been at the beach or with her. So I go to the guy's block, I get my phone, I call them. I'm like, yo guys, things are a lot here. Either come back or stay where you are. So my friend's boyfriend says I need to go check on his car if it's fine in the parking lot. So I go to the parking lot, but the time I come back, I can't go back into my block. There's students, police fighting. Students throwing stones at police. This is the fence that was open. So police are there. They were manning the fence. But now students are here. They moved from those other residents, came here. They are fighting with police, throwing stones. It's a lot. So I can't go back into my block because this is happening in between the guy's block that I was at and my block. So I can't move to my block. I need to stay in the guy's block. So I stay there, and there are people in the stairway now. By this time, they're watching what's going on. I also stand there, watch, see, and students run. You see the students that are throwing stones at the police, they run. Police does not go after students. Police goes into block. Why? So we all run up because now, I don't know, at some point there was tear gas in the stairway. So we run up, it's second floor. I'm trying to get into a room, but all the rooms have locks. I get into one room. There's already a lot of people there. So now we cluttered in one room. Everybody's scared, man, because now we don't know what's going on, you know? We hear doors being kicked down. Next thing, getting a knock from our room. We open, police, come out. What do you mean, come out? So they say we should stand by the corridor on the wall, ne? So they say, Uti, why are we in the room together? What do you mean? So their logic was that we were having a meeting to fight them. I don't know. But it was a very stupid logic because eventually they told us why they actually took us. So then they just say, start walking, they arrest guys. I mean, they put handcuffs on the guys, and then us girls, there was 3 of us, yeah. There was three girls there. There was 2 when I walked in, so 3 of us. So we walk to the hippo. We get to the hippo. They like, yeah, we're chowing you. You're going to Baltimore now. You know, CPUT students, they've been at Baltimore for 2 weeks. You're also going there. You must forget about your degrees. Your lives is ruined. So weird. In a way, that was true. In a way, at least for me. But anyways, so now everybody's in disbelief, man. Like, there's no way these guys are playing. We didn't do anything. You just found us in a room and you arrest us. That doesn't make sense. So other guys are being pulled out of their rooms. Another guy was arrested because he was sweating. They're like, why are you sweating? So, yo guys, the things that were happening on that day. They I don't know what happened. They moved us from the hippo that we're in, put us in another one, and then they drove us to Belleville South. When we get to Belleville South, they put us in like a quad area, but it was enclosed. They put us there, and people it just keeps adding. As the longer we stay, the more people that they add, and it's students, you know. But we still have our phones on us, so I'm calling my friends. I'm like, Aibo, guys, I got arrested. Everyone's laughing. It's like, Aibo, you but like, cause I mean, I don't even go to mass meetings, guys. I'm not affiliated to anything. I'm just a person who just kind of exists, you know. So like, how are you arrested? Like, what? So I'm like, no, I'm serious. They thought I was kidding. So I'm like, you guys need to tell our bursary manager, no, we were arrested, you know, because she manages our where we stay and all of that. So I'm like, you guys need to tell her that some of us are arrested. So I name everybody that was arrested that was on the bursary that I was on. So guys, how many girls were we? I think we were 7 in total. Eventually, when the night came, there was 3 of us in the same bursary. 3 others that were black, and there was 1 white girl. So we were 7 when the night came. And they're saying we're going to spend the night in a cell. Okay, so it's Wednesday. They say we're going to go to court tomorrow and then get bail. If we don't get bail, we're going to Paulsmore, whatever. So, Wednesday, we spent the night. It was the most horrifying thing ever. Guys. But yeah, so we spent the night there, Wednesday night. And then Thursday comes, then they want to take our samples, DNA and all of that. And then after that, they say that we are too late to go to court. So we need to spend the night again there. Telling you. So, yeah, there's nothing we can do. Generally, at this point, there's nothing we can do. So, like evening, we don't even know time. We don't even know what the time is, honestly. But at some point in the evening, okay, so when we were getting arrested, one of the arresting officers said to the white girl that, oh, I know your mother. Thursday evening, they come and say, so-and-so, get your stuff. Going home. Johnny. Is this gonna be a roll call? One by one. Because there's no way. Your girl gets to go home, us we stay behind. Guys. But anyways, so we stay behind. Friday morning we go to court. We go to court. We go to court and the magistrate says that he's going to make an example of us. They actually, you know what? Another interesting thing is that apparently the magistrate we had was specially flown from Pretoria just for our case. And he says that he's going to make an example out of us. And he says he's sending us to Paulsmore for a week. In fact, here's another interesting thing, guys. Is that the people that arrested us weren't the same people that wrote down our arresting statements. You know, they weren't our arresting officers as per the documents. So that was a bit interesting. They would literally ask us what happened and write it as though he was there. Eventually, when everything was said and done about my outfit, apparently I was wearing green pants and a white top or something. And I'm just like, what? But anyways, so people now, everyone's sad. We're sad, you know? So we go back to holding cells, and you know, the girls, they just start crying, man. Basically everyone just starts crying. I don't have the strength to cry, genuinely, at this point. I'm just like, so I'm just consoling everyone, and like, you know. So we got to Paulsmore. We got to Paulsmore Friday night. We spent Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We're supposed to get out on Friday, but I think we got out on Wednesday. Yeah, so yeah, the students got us some lawyers from Black Lawyers Association or something. And they tried to get us earlier than what they'd said than the day we were supposed to get out on. So traumatizing, guys. So guys, I'm telling you guys how I got arrested. So I can't tell you like every single thing that happened, because I mean, it's a long story. Unless you guys want part 2. So I can tell you guys what happened like very specifically in between Friday and Wednesday. So yeah, so we get out on the Wednesday. Yo guys, we get out on the Wednesday, and I remember in Paulsmore, because I don't know, so the officers that we were handed over to when we got there, they were actually told the story of how we actually got arrested. So they were very kind to us, man, and they made sure that we stayed in separate cells from the rest of the prisoners that were there. They put us in juvenile cells. Yeah, so we were accommodated as much as they could, genuinely. Like it as bad as the experience was, being in a cell and being in an enclosed space, and you guys, there was this big door. I swear every single time they closed it, all of us would it just felt like you were just in between walls, basically. And that's when I realized that prison was made to break you. There's no way a person can stay there and come out being the same person. So yeah, so after that, what happened was we got out. When we got out, interesting stuff. It was so hilarious, guys, when we got out, because all of us, we appreciated just seeing trees, being outside. Man, it's so hilarious. All of us were just looking like, oh, outside trees, oxygen, fresh air, man. I mean, obviously oxygen we got inside the cells. What am I saying? But you know, like we appreciated our freedom. That was the point. And you can't get to that point unless your freedom was taken away from you. Like, you can't appreciate being able to go wherever you want to go unless you were restricted at some point. But even with that, we're still restricted, because when we got out, we weren't allowed to go back to school, to res, because apparently we were a danger. Woo! I didn't even tell you guys which charges we're charged with. We're charged with public violence, well, I don't know, police assault or something, but it was quite a lot, man. Like, it was like, I was, how, when? Why? What do you mean? So, yeah, so then, after that, we were put into, hotel. It wasn't a hotel, B&B situation. That was paid by the school. You know, the interesting thing is, the school were the ones that, what do we call those people? The defendant and the, what's the other thing? Hey, Madrid law. But yeah, man, you know what I mean. The person that opens the case against the other one was the school most. So why are they paying for our accommodation all of a sudden? They paid for accommodation and food. We're like, why don't you just put us back where we're supposed to be, instead of spending money that students are actually trying to fight for? Doesn't make sense. But anyway, so we were put there from the 28th of August. Yo, did I say August? 28th of October to the 28th of November. Woo! During which time we had to go and sign into a police station on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday every week to confirm that you are within the Western Cape. We were assigned into a specific police station. So we had to sign into that police station every Monday, the Wednesday and the Saturday. After that, then they withdrew those bail conditions on the 28th of November in court and told us that we could go home. And then we came back the next year, and we just went to court the whole year up until they dropped the charges on the 26th of February 2018. So that's the story, guys. That is the story of how I got arrested. I can't I can't express just how traumatizing the whole thing was, and what a setback it became for me, specifically over my life. Cause and effect, you know what I mean? Because I could have had time like everybody else, and not even with time, with the trauma trauma that you just went through, and you still have to study and focus on your books and whatever. Some people are able to do it, but I wasn't. Genuinely, I wasn't able to. Very specifically because I wasn't able to speak about it. I didn't know what to say about it, how to even feel about it. I didn't know what was going on in my mind, how I even felt. All I just could feel was just sadness and pain throughout December. Throughout even the whole thing happening. That week, being in jail and then moved to prison. Everything was just too much for my mind to take in. And I'm a person that likes to archive a lot. If I feel that something makes me feel too much, I will archive it, and I will not deal with it at that point in time, and that causes a problem for a later stage when I actually do have to deal with it, and now it's just too much. It's too many emotions that I just have to deal with all at the same time. And I feel like that's what actually got me to depressed mode, because of just how I ignored everything that was going on. I ignored being arrested. I ignored failing January. I ignored the after effects of all of that. I didn't want to deal with anything. I just wanted to move on. But I wasn't really moving on, guys. I was just on autopilot. I was just existing at that point. And eventually the depression caught up with me, and it was the worst time of my life. It really was. So when things do happen, try to face them at the point that they're happening. It might not help much, but it will help. It will help you deal with a bit of what's going on, so it doesn't overwhelm you at some point. And I feel like that's just what happened with me. At some point, my mind just woke up to what was going on, and then it couldn't deal with what was going on. It was too much to take in all at once. Because it felt like I was absent in my own life, and then one day I just woke up to a big mess that I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to feel. And then your mind just kind of it just kind of sinks, and then you start not being able to relate to yourself, not being able to relate to people. And the funny thing about depression, guys, is that you can talk to people that aren't close to you, but the people that actually know what's going on, it's so difficult to talk to. So you avoid the people closest to you, so you get a false reality with people that aren't aware of what's going on with you. And it's not that you even faking being happy with those people that aren't closest to you, but you actually able to escape. So I feel like that's what happens. A lot of people that go through depression will avoid people around them and seem like they have new friends, people that they are acquainted to but not really as close to them, because they're able to escape what's going on in their real life. And people that are closest to them can't turn a blind eye to what's going on. So it's hard to have a normal conversation with them, because they want to know how you're feeling, and that's not what you want to talk about. You just want to talk about normal things. So you kind of escape with other people, and then you shut out people that matter to you the most, because those are the people that actually want you to feel, so you can actually get through what you're going through. But anyways, I think I digressed there a little bit. So guys, that was the story of me getting arrested. I hope you liked that story. Let me know what you thought. Drop a comment below. Like the video, subscribe, share it, whatever. You know what I mean? Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time for my next video. The next video that I'll be talking about is living with depression. There we are going to get very deep, and I will try to I'll try not to be as fun. Because me laughing at things that I talk about is just me trying to cover up my actual emotions about how I feel about those things. So there, I'll be very real with you guys, and just it's gonna get depressing. So very specifically, if you're a person that gets triggered, I don't expect you to go through with the whole, watch the whole video, because listen, small things trigger people, but it will help you. It will help those around you, and I don't know, just watch it and see where it takes you. If you can't, then it's not a problem. But yeah, so that's all from me. I hope to see you guys on my next video.